folder D for dear dear.
So I'll try because I forgot to shave my arm.
Yes, of course.
So maybe it's a bit smelly after this.
No, it's fine.
Whoever goes next, like.
It was dear dear. Right?
What is this stinky?
Smell like dear dear.
Yeah.
The smell of sweat and tears. The smell of sweat and rock and roll.
For my territories, I have to mark it with my smell, like usually big cats do.
Yeah.
Okay, or deer.
Yeah, deers, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Experts in marking territory.
Rubbing it, which is kind of what I'm doing actually, more or less over here.
That's true.
Rubbing your butt all over the castle.
Yes, this is a great song. Rubbing in the castle.
Rubbing in the castle. Rubbing in the castle in someone's face.
Sounds nice.
Like, this is my castle. Whoa, whoop, 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 pew, 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 pew.
Could you imagine the smell of this castle? Like when it was built, the people that were inside, the sheer smell.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There were no toilets. No toilets at this time. People were shitting under the curtains, I guess.
This is all lyrical ideas for DJ Khaled, really. I think DJ pew, 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 rubbing in the castle. DJ Khaled, best music. Which is something.
Smelly Castle, yeah.
Smelly Castle.
DJ Smelly Castle.
No, Smelly Castles should be a band. Like there's Crystal Castles and there's Smelly Castles.
Be a jazz experimental band.
That's a really good idea, actually.
Smelly Castle. No?
That's
great idea.
That's perfect, actually. Good.
Okay, we change our names for Smelly Castle.
Smelly, smelly.
Smelly, yes.
Let me just check that. Okay, this is the best introduction of all time, I think.
Yeah.
Claudine and Federico sei italiano? Ok.
Sì.
Da dove?
Mio padre è di Sicilia.
Okay, Sicilia, okay. So,
Even worse than Italian. Sicilian.
No, I actually never been. Actually, never been to Sicily. But I did live in Italy for a year, and Nônô over there.
Yeah. I lived 5 years. When we met, I was actually living in Italy.
Okay.
So that's why
you were not in Mexico.
No, I was not in Mexico. So for context for people at home, we met like 2-3 years ago, I think, in a festival in Paris. And when we were checking out the bands to see who we wanted to talk to, I was like, wait, I know this person. So when we wrote, it was like, yay, good, we're gonna talk.
Because we met at Unpleasant Festival years ago, 3 or 4 years, I don't remember, and it was an awesome festival near Paris, and that's where we met.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I think I was
he was too drunk, but we had a little chat together, and I think she was a very funny girl, and so here we are again.
I remember completely shouting in the front, like, what is your name? I think we spent like a good 5 minutes trying to understand each other's names in front of UK to K or something.
What? What's your name? What?
That's the first song for Smelly Castle.
What's your name? Yes.
What's your name? What?
After rubbing in the castle, what's your name? What? And it's a bit like acid house. What's your name? What? What's your name?
with the Smelly Castle with Smelly Castle's vocal arrangements that you do so well for Dear Dear, like with everything like.
Be like Smelly Castles.
Smelly
Assholes.
Smelly assholes. What does SME stand for?
But it could be another name, like, for Smelly Assholes. I don't know.
Some more entertainment leak castles. Hello, Carlos, the festival organizer, is having a party over here.
But we don't see him a lot. He's like running everywhere. It's crazy. Like.
Well, yes. You know, organizing a festival in a castle.
No, I never did it.
We walked up here like once, and I'm like dead already. So
Yeah.
I should do this more often, maybe. Should be more.
Yeah, completely fit. Like going up, only picking like the top festivals and on hills and everything.
Exactly. Be more like a health goth.
Health golf.
Climb of castles.
Yeah. But just listen to IBM and make some muscles, you know, like, isn't it funny how your body works? It works.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah,
I need to do air horns whenever I can. Is it your first time in Portugal?
Yeah, for me, yes, but
Yeah.
for the band.
For the band, yeah, it's the first time. I played in my old band in the 90s
Really?
in Aveiro.
Oh, really? It's not too far away from here, actually.
No, it's not far.
It's like 50 kilometers, maybe.
Yeah,
It was in the 90s.
Yeah, 95, 96 maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
It was Land of Passion, name of the band.
Land of Passion. Okay. And 95, 96, and what was where did you play? Did you play a festival or something?
Yeah, it was festival in Aveiro. I don't remember exactly which other band played in this festival, but remember it was fun.
Sure.
It was in a camping, strangely, but it was fun. You had some
Gothic camping.
families with towels going to the shower, not far from the stage, and that was so strange but great.
Also, like festivals in the south of Italy as well.
Yeah.
Even though it's your father that's Italian, right?
Yeah, but it's a long time I didn't go to Italy. It's very
Even though like the festivals in the south of Italy, it's not. I don't think at least that I'm aware. It's more reggae really and ska, as far as I remember. Yeah. It's much more.
It's all the sun, and it's difficult to get there. So it's like a few things in Rome or punk and post-punk and stuff like that, but not too much of it.
There is some bands like we play with Tank and Tears.
Yes,
Not far
from
ago, and
Napoli,
yeah.
Ashkod, I think.
Oh,
And
from
Ashcroft
Napoli.
also.
Not sure, but
some bands. Yeah.
Okay, so apologies to Italian goths.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. No, well, at least we're speaking about you guys.
But they are on our label for the CDs, you know, because we have a co-production. I don't know if you take
Ashcod,
right.
Schonwald.
Yes, but it's on Valerio's label, Swiss Dark Knight.
Swiss Dark Knight.
Yes.
Ciao, Vale.
And the Parisian one for the vinyls, which is Manic Depression.
Okay. When I was listening to the record, what's Klamsa?
Kłamca.
Kłamsa. Okay.
It's Polish, actually. Yeah. Because I'm showing off. I want to. Everybody knows I speak Polish. You know?
Okay.
No, I just speak a little, and we have very good connection with people in Poland.
How come you speak Polish though?
Tak, tylko trochę, ale ja robię dużo błędów. I said, yeah, I speak a bit, but I do a lot of mistakes with declinations, like.
I'm pretty good with languages, and then kind of feel stuff out even when I don't know. Like I speak I haven't counted, like 6, I think. But Polish is not one of them. Czech is not is something I do not know. And the worst of all, I think, is Hungarian. Hungarian is impossible for everyone.
Really?
Yes.
I don't even know.
For Hungarian?
I think even for Hungarian people, because it's so hermetic and so different. Like it's way worse than Russian and way worse than Japanese.
The sounds maybe you can't do.
Japanese is not too hard. I mean, I don't speak Japanese, but like you can tell from from learning.
Arigato.
Yeah, sure. And kudasai. And
I don't know what.
Kudasai is please.
Please, okay.
Yes, okay. And so there's
So
stuff
you
I'm not.
speak Italian?
I speak Italian because I lived over there, and I speak a little bit of Spanish, much like everyone in Portugal. Yeah. French I understand completely, but cannot speak because of lack of practice, really. Mm-hmm. And there's English, and I understand some German and can speak the most basic of German.
Donc on va faire l'interview en français.
Not so much, because this is the problem. See, I totally understood, but then I can't speak a word unless I have to think. Because I always go back to Italian
to get into French again. Only by the end of the trip, in which we met, only on the last day, I was like,
at the end,
speaking French, and everyone, yay!
You can order some coffee or something like.
Oh yeah. If I think about it for a little bit, I can speak it, and then if I was going to live over there, then in maybe a couple of weeks I would be fine. But not now.
If you just ask for vin rouge, camembert, it's you just need it.
I think in the whole of France you can do that, right?
Depends the parts, because in the north it's more like bière and maroilles.
Oh, okay.
It's not the same.
Okay. No, it's not. It isn't. It's very important to get your food right.
In Brittany also it's not. It's like more like chouchen and crêpe.
and galette and oysters.
Yes. And south just drink pastis.
Okay. What's the Lille?
Lille?
Yes. What's the food to have?
We are we're near from Belgium, so
yeah, we're very
close.
We are 30 kilometers from the Belgian border.
So lots of potatoes and French fries
and beers. We have many common traditions in food and beer and things like this.
Belgian beer is my favorite. I think it's
there are so
amazing.
many different types of Belgian beers.
It's insane.
Insane.
I haven't been to Lille, but
we have also Italian, Polish people, because for the people working in the mines, Moroccan also. So we can also have different stuff. Like vodka was made in the north of France, I heard.
Yeah, some types of vodka. Yeah, made by
when Ramadan, we can have all the pastry we want.
Fantastic. Yes. Good news then.
Yes. Great.
called Made of Things, and it's based on the idea that you've dedicated yourselves to, in this case, music or whatever art you do, because something happened to you, or you read something, or watched something, or heard something that made you go like, I want to do that. Did you guys have that?
More complicated, I guess, because it's more like a ping pong. Yeah, like Fred, for example, sends me stuff he did on the computer, and then I answer back with a bass guitar.
You just called him Fred.
Federico, but it's French.
Fred. But it's funny that you know that. Oh, Fred.
Yeah, Fred. It's because I'm French. Sorry. So it's like this. I send guitar, and after I write some lyrics, and it's like.
Okay.
And sometimes it can start
with something else.
With only bass, and she sends me
With a shitty drum machine.
bass. With shitty drum machine. I just take the bass and
Yes.
recorded with telephone.
It's not too bad anymore. I could be doing the show on the iPhone. Just it would be perfect.
But my phone sucks.
Oh, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. So I have this one because it's free. I have this one because it's free. Otherwise, I'd have a shitty phone. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
Really.
Lo-fi is good.
Lo-fi music.
Lo-fi is great.
Yeah,
of course.
But it does a lot of work on the computer for the sounds.
Yeah, it's a long time process with work on textures, on sound, and I don't like using drum machines. Traditional sound that you can recognize in every band, and that use this type of machine. I like to plug into effects and use filters and sometimes lo-fi.
Yeah, but you're really searching, like if you was sculpting something, really sculpture of sound. Really, I see it like this.
No, you can totally tell, like from the record, you can totally tell that it's really it's really well made. Yeah, exactly, and it's really crafted, and it's really specific because it doesn't sound like anything really. Like in terms of like the processing is
a decision.
Yeah, exactly. It's very clear.
Wow.
It's very clear. We're just it is. We were talking just a couple of hours. I'm doing that as well, and it's not because of the compliments. Because of the made of things, the idea was that that you're doing this because playing music and stuff and writing your own stuff and because there was a click moment in which was like you were like maybe a child like watching or hearing something like oh I'd like to do that.
Realize that you can make the things that you're listening to.
I think we have kind of the same story because it started very early. Federico was into Cure when he was 14. Is it true?
13.
13, yes. And it's the same. And my parents are artists and making music, so it was a natural way to go. It was not complicated to do this because I started with my other band, Cheshire Cat.
Okay.
And we started with a very bad cave music, and it's getting more post-punk now. But it was always like this for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Totally. That's the case. That's the case with actually not with some people in like that we've asked this to. Some people are just born into it, and there was no other way. Like
the thing is, you see things grow because you don't think the same. Like before, I was just writing stupid lyrics, not even thinking of it, and now it's more like a real research also.
Okay.
I really more not like it's funny to say that. I would like that. Now it's more like
it's the same for music. When you are 13 or 14, you start playing music. It's fun to
hear,
play with friends and
with a shitty bass and a shitty amp.
But it's cool also. You have to do
it's
it.
energy, and you don't even think about what you do. You do it. That's all.
But
and
it's a freshness.
it's fresh. And after years and years, you start to think about a real project. Finally, what direction and which sound and how can I make an evolution with this. And,
the fact is also we are artists. Federico is photographer and I draw, and I think it brings also another way of thinking. But because we are, for example, I'm not a crazy technician for bass. I won't do like solo. We're just thinking of the sound.
I play guitar with 2 fingers.
Yes.
That's my maximum. I'm not guitarist, so
We're very fond of Nônô, for example. You see, like from New York.
Energy with no official technique. Different technique.
Sure, of course.
And that's cool.
You do what you can with what you have. Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for exactly.
No, and what I've been finding is when you lack something technically, either your your instruments aren't too good, or you don't know too much, or you weren't classically trained.
Yes.
You find other ways to
Creativity is
Exactly.
getting on.
Brian Eno's thoughts about, if you make a mistake, you do it again and it will make something.
Yeah.
It's a conceptual way to see music.
Exactly. What's a mistake? I mean, it's subjective, really. But and then so you start off with a shitty amp, and then you end up making soundtracks and sound design for movies, maybe. And then you end up there.
Well, there's a huge industry for trying to sound like shitty basses and garages and
sometimes
the 80s,
really good
right?
technicians can't find the way to sound shitty because they're very good. So they are trying to make the whole way down. It's complicated.
You usually just need a rat pedal, and then you'll be fine. Like,
I have this one. I use it on every song.
there you go.
So good sound. One finger, one rat.
Exactly. You don't need more.
Thanks, guys. This was awesome. Thank you. Lovely. Thank you. Yes, this was perfect. Fantastic. Awesome. Thank you so much.